Welcome to your May pick a card reading. I'm going to do it a little differently than some people do it. I'm just going to say pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. This would be pile 1. All right. Here we go. May 2022. Some of you might be getting into crystal healing this month. I'm seeing something rare, something precious that's made of stone. Maybe kind of far at a distance, being a key to unlocking something, some healing for you. Now this small rarity, this could very well be like a green stone, like an emerald or a moldavite or something like a jade, but it is a special, and it is kind of found far away. I'm seeing, like, with Earth Mother, there being like a gift from this natural, a natural gift given from Gaia, from Source, Mother Earth. So it is something that is material, that is born of the earth element. There is a psychic recharge here, it says on the card. There's grounding as well. As you can see, the crow is so dark. It almost looks like it doesn't belong, but it does, because it's in its own element. And even it has to rest on its feet, on its talons once in a while. It can't fly all the time. So it must have the balance in order to grow. And the layers and the ground itself and the mentor, it's as if there's like some form of healing or guidance that's coming from Source, Spirit, or these material, natural magics that you'll be introduced to at this time or in this month period. 4 is also a very security based. It is structure, it is celebration. So it is the growth of something, or the start of something new from efforts past delivered. And I see this being something that you start working with repetitively. And there may be some kind of new way of going about something that you're learning, whether that be still meditation, ritual practices. There's also this kind of learning how to control one's own energy and energies around oneself. So using natural magic to ground and contain energies that are negative, or of a negative vibration, and also to, there we go, you can sort of see. Let's turn it down a little bit. Sorry guys, I'm getting used to my lighting and I'm constantly changing it up. There we go, that's better. So something precious comes from nature whether it's an experience with an animal, an experience with natural magic or natural order of things, that like an ordinary miracle that ends up having some very significant synchronistic and kind of life-changing healing for you this month period. It's as almost if someone is growing out of the ground, like her hand is in the same position. It's as if she's birthed forth anew from this experience, or from this, what she's learned. I just find that so cool. And it's very like coming from the earth. So like here we see this rarity, something small, something precious, tiny, possibly green, something from the earth, and a place that it's found, or even a kind of, this is an organization of rocks. So this could be like a museum where you go and you see the stone and it's like, oh, that's the coolest stone ever. I don't know, I just resonate with that stone. Or you see this artifact at a museum and you just are totally drawn to it. And it's something that's, you know, kind of a rarity, and it becomes the answer for you. And any difficulty that you've been going through, there's like this journey you're led on from this experience. This also could be luck on a journey from afar holds some kind of truth. So there is like this difficulties that end up being a blessing in disguise, or something that you didn't see. So there's this kind of rare meeting, or what would have been a very rare circumstance, we'll say. And usually there's been difficulty with the situation, or there has sprung some sort of difficulty from this situation. And in that difficulty ends up being whatever this rare or special kind of meeting is, or organization is, or meeting with this organization at a distance. This could be anything to do with because there is this sort of earthly energy. This could be if somebody's gone gambling, a lucky place where it's hard to win, but in the end you do. So this could be some kind of lotto win for somebody out there. Another thing I'm seeing with this is there could be some kind of the mountains is also a distance and a time card. So a place that you rarely visit, that you once did in the past, ends up being the answer to something in your life, some healing in your life. Going back to a place, maybe in Mother Earth, maybe there is a special location that helps you ground yourself and heal yourself. We all have that special place that makes us feel protected and almost like rejuvenated. I know I have a couple of those over the past 10, 15 years of my life that I found, and it's changed over time. And we just keep finding new places, new havens. Haven and Raven. I don't know. There's something there. Nature. Stones, healing, grounding, centering yourself, finding natural medicine from things. You very well could, there could be some kind of herb that is a mountain top dweller that ends up being the answer to your healing. Profound, like any difficulties that you've had, you are overcome by this. I also see her like reaching for, the crow is like the messenger from spirit, reaching for her psychic abilities in the past and being able to actually, like, she was reaching outside of herself for something, and in doing that has grown so much from chasing this kind of ethereal idea that she has found herself and found that the power comes from within her, and the medicine really has been within her all along. Kind of like, you know, she's got the whole world in her hands. She knows new things now and is able to like take what she knows and use that practically in her life to heal and protect herself. Very interesting. I'm going to try to do this scrying on here and see what else I can get, but it's going to be a challenge, I think, in this lighting for me. It's been a while. It's helping. Excuse me, just give me one more minute. I saw a crescent as if it were the moon, but I'm seeing two crescents opposite each other, uniting in the center as to form like wings. Like a butterfly's wings, but with the moon. This could be a moth. This could have to do with psychic development, transformation. Now I'm seeing some sort of spiritual phenomenon, like what others would perceive as a ghost. Not something scary necessarily, but just their eyes glowing in the night. So fireflies? Fireflies are kind of like a magical thing when you're a kid, you know, at night. You see them and you're like amazed. But that's just what they do naturally. That's what they are. Maybe there's something that you've held deep inside that you've been learning how to do or been capable of, but you haven't given yourself enough credit that you're very good at this sort of skill or this gift. And it could have to do with the natural world, healing, psychic abilities. I'm seeing Mother of Pearl, so there's something to do with stones as well. If you're into crystals or crystal healing, definitely delve deeper. You're onto something. All right, pile one. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me today and us for your reading. Now let's go on to pile number 2. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Pile number 2. Two more cards for pile number 2. Please and thank you. And pile number 2. I'm going to leave this one like that. These cards are so big, it's hard to shuffle them. They're such beautiful cards. And I really resonate strongly with very strongly with ravens and crows and corvids in general. There's more to that story, but I'll have to save it for another day. All right. Now, if only I could find a lighter. This is to us. This is to the veil. This is to all things being clear. Here and there and everywhere. All right. This reading is about animal medicine, animal totem medicine, symbology of animal spirit totems, familiars. There is healing through the natural world here, but specifically through animals. There's been a time of great pain. It seems like the heart has been hurt, and there's been time that has been taken to contain the wound and put pressure on it and give it the love and attention that it needed. So some of you might have have been dealing with the health of an animal. This could literally be like a literal trip to the vet with your pet, or and they've been healing after receiving some medicine for that, whatever that was. This also could be you healing yourself from a heartache, and your personal pet or spirit is communicating through animals to you along your healing journey. There is some truth in these visitations, some rarity, some speciality that rarely stays or that is about to change how you see things at a core level. There's almost this dawning of a new way of looking at life, a new form of the self that comes from this. It's a rebirth of sorts, because there is I keep hearing the roosters cawing or welcoming. There's a welcoming of the sun, and you bring the sun to the situation. So whatever pain there was, whatever healing that had to take place, you are bringing this. You could be a veterinarian yourself, or you could be healing yourself through working with animals or volunteering in an animal shelter. There is also much medicine in the natural world for you to heal a heartbreak. So you might be watching a lot of, on the most mundane sense, watching a lot of YouTube funny cat videos. But this also could be you seeing some sort of deep connection to an animal out there, a type of animal out there. It could be birds in general. It could be, dogs, wolves, rabbits. I know I've been seeing a ton of rabbits. Granted, it's spring, but seeing them a lot more than I normally do as of late, and hawks as well. So these are all messages from spirit, and this is the way that you're being guided along your healing process. So if there's anything that's coming up that's been difficult, or a block on the road to your healing, or dealing with a difficult situation or emotional and internal world, you're going to want to go to research whatever animals that are popping up in your life. Anything that comes from the natural world that's popping up in your life right now there will be messages within that for you on your journey. Innocent messages rarely change. Changes personally. Innocent messages or truthful messages rarely change or an innocent visit. There's something earnest about or sweet about this visit or this message. This could be a bittersweet trip that ends up being an unforeseen change at the home, or a lucky change, or a lucky ending of the home. So the home being our personal space, our beliefs, our core, innermost developmental self, our immediate family, the truth that visits rarely changes a family. So there could be some secret that comes out. And medicine of the heart. So if anybody's been having trouble with their heart, there seems to be some sort of hidden familial tie to this, or the answer is within the family as well. So somebody else could have gone through the same thing, and they could be helping this person to heal much faster because they already have been through it. Or there's a cycle, emotional cycle within the family that has been broken, and there's a new dawn approaching, and because the truth has visited finally. It's a rare thing that this type of truth or innocence or honesty is that only comes once in a while. It changes the format of things, the structure, the family dynamic. It creates endings where there need to be endings. This could have to do with an elderly person visiting you. That's rare. And rare because they've been passed on for a while and they've come for a visit within the home. Not to freak anybody out. I know some people would rather that not happen. But if you're one of those people that invites that sort of thing, or has always been open to that sort of thing, very possible that could happen for you. And they could come in the form of an animal. Some run in with an animal that's very rare. And you're just like, why did that animal behave that way? Wild animals should not behave that way, you know? Or you might be seeing repeated repeated encounters with animals that remind you of that person was into, like they were a cat person or a dog person or an owl person, or, you know. It seems there is some unforeseen time taken out there could be a lucky ending of sickness as well from some sort of natural medicine. Even if it's not Eastern medicine, it could be some form of new treatment that helps the heart or the circulatory system of some kind. Because I'm seeing the heart, the life force, the core. There's a core value, there's a core energy here. And it's being communicated by spirit to get in touch with that again through the messages it's sending you. Through the messages your God, your creator is sending you. The truth about luck is that it's rare and that it ends. And in the end, you've only got what you believe. Sometimes we don't get the lucky spoon. We don't get the silver spoon, you know? And our luck kind of almost is more spiritual in a sense that we'll always be able to tap back into it even at troubling times in our life. There's a progression here. There's this kind of repetition that has to do with external sources, involving external sources in your medicine, finding new ways to heal yourself, doing what works and repeating that. But here there's a pain and suffering. So it's almost as if you're transmuting your pain and suffering into medicine through music, through your connection to nature, your own true nature. There's a lot of divine masculine energy here, taking initiative, expressing oneself, and in doing so, there's a great healing. Of the spirit. All right, I'm going to try to read this, or scry, excuse me. And I might hold the candle just in front of the light, so you might not be able to see me do it, but we'll figure out another way sooner or later. And I'm going to have to put this down for a second and lift this here. I'm seeing a fish with its mouth wide open. One of those ones that has the light in the front that dangles down and tracks prey. But then, as I look at it closely, it isn't really scary anymore. It's just another type of fish. It isn't as scary. It's as if dealing with some sort of old wound might feel scarier at first than it actually is to confront somebody or something from the past. This could have been a lover. I got a pop from the candle, so it very well could have been a lover. I'm seeing someone sitting at a table and clapping. They look alone, but I don't think that they are. I just don't get that feeling. I've seen a couple horse references too. I know that the card with the rider has a horse in it, but there's other horses coming through here. Freedom. Being in touch with one's own nature. An animal, spirit guide. I'd look up horses as a spirit guide, especially if that resonates with you. There's a healing to feeling alone through the messages from spirit of the natural world, and a medicine that comes from learning about this, or be getting in touch with one's deepest connections to the natural world. There could be a physical healing of the heart through animal or plant medicine. There's also a rhythm here. There could be drums involved. There is some sort of pace, some beat. So if it doesn't have to do with music, it could well have to do with the healing arts of music. setting your arrhythmia of your heart back with beats, with music, getting in touch with spirit through binaural beats. There is a pulsing and energy. There is a truth that's being messaged or brought that is very rare, that creates great change in you personally this month. All right, pile 2. Have a great one. And it's on to pile 3. Pile 3, pile 3, pile 3, pile 3. Last but not least, pile 3. We got 20 minutes. I think we got 20 minutes. Who's rushing? Who's kidding? Okay, so this I'm going to take. Too many. Oh. All right. One more for pile 3. One more for pile 3. That's another storm coming, I think. Ooh. Orte. Pile 3. Ingen idé. Empatios. Kläderfärs. Despina från All right. Pile 3. There is an I am force with you this month. Your Aries in your chart could be very, very triggered. A lot of us have been, we just went through the time of Aries not that long ago. And it is eclipse season, so this could be affecting your 1st and 7th houses very much. I see finding strength in your own philosophy and using what you've learned to expand your knowledge of the metaphysical world. And by using this knowledge metaphysically, you will somehow create a harmony or life balance with being both equally planted in the earth and in divine harmony with the universe. Everything goes to plan, and it's your plan. And it seems as if you're pulling out what doesn't serve you, that's maybe been planted before, and you're just reworking things. Whatever old seeds that didn't bear what you wanted them to bear, you're kind of claiming that, taking that away, and maybe destroying that energy, or because nothing can be really destroyed, you're transforming it into something else. And by doing that, you are creating a source of great power for yourself. Psychic abilities and magical experiences are at a height. This is the first and the 8th house. So the physical body and the etheric body, the body that we share with others, the bodies of trust, of depth, water. We're seeing mud and water, and from something dirty, new life being born. Life is messy, I'm also getting from this. There might be something you have to get down and dirty. You have to get your hands dirty to accomplish, or have been. And I see this, I don't know if you can see it. It might be hard in this lighting, I'm sorry. There is this, almost this pinwheel cutout. I don't know if it's like a magical implement. It must be, representing the 4 quarters. Or maybe it's a rune of some kind that she's created. I'd have to look into it. She's one with the forces that be around her. She sacredly practices harnessing her own power. There's a new beginning here. This very well could have to do with the home. Getting down to work, cleaning out what's old to make room for the new. There's a new beginning coming, and so there's needs to be an energetic new start within the home. There's some sort of locked away secret. This could be in a lockbox. This could be in someone's own psyche. Someone's kept something for a long time. It is the answer to some kind of questions or body of knowledge. There's a message about this secret. There's a letter, there's some kind of written, and it's kind of being passed around. It's almost spreading So this also could have had to do with the internet. Something about an ending that is the answer to any kind of an ending to understanding the secrets is written. And it's written on in a way that people can understand. They're connecting ideas. This could have to do with the esoteric arts and astrology. There could be some kind of new information that comes out about aspects with the planets and the stars. An end to unlocking secrets is messaged. The inability to know certain things. There might be restrictions placed on internet, the censorship of some kind. There also could be a leak of private messages or personal information, something that's kept secretive that is messaged or spread on the internet. There could have been an ending with a human, death that is the key to some kind of secret message or Book of the Dead comes up here as well. I know that's very Hollywood now. There's also could be messages from passed on loved ones that answer deep secrets and help you connect the dots in some way, or there's some recognition here as well. The spreading of some kind of acknowledgement of something that's painful. Spreading of some kind of quick cutaway of something in our lives. So you could hear about a relationship somebody had with somebody for a very long time, has now come to an end, and the secret is kind of exposed online, and it doesn't have to be a dramatic or toxic thing. It could be someone sharing their experiences in a message. You could also catch wind, not to worry anybody, that somebody passed on and you didn't know. It was kind of kept secret for a while, but then there's a message that reveals like, oh, I missed this key vital information into, understanding the situation a little more. You might find out on the internet through somebody else. There is life force here and power and strength And there's also, so there's a very masculine and feminine balance. There's a balance between both masculine and divine feminine energy here. So everything is working as such to harmonize, and there is harmony here from the situation, whatever this is. If this person passed, that would have been anticipated, at least because they were older. And you might have prepared yourself for a while for this, and there might be some secret message that they've left you, especially for you, that you haven't received yet. There's a sharing here. There's a push to move forward and yet still be in touch with our receptive side, our ability to receive and to nurture and to kind of cradle our newfound sense of creation, or our newfound purpose, our newfound expression of self. So there's, and we're being recognized for that in some way. An ending that unlocks a secret message. Or private writing on the internet that is being recognized. You could have had some kind of blog or something for a long time and, never thought anything of it, and then all of a sudden one day you start to realize that people are quoting you on things, and there's some kind of connection to that. Determination is a big thing here. Growth and determination. And if you've been working on developing your esoteric abilities, whether that be through astrology, whether that be through the occult sciences, a mediumship, all those things come in here. Are very prevalent. Messages from spirit. You've kind of started working that muscle, and it's done you good. All right, pile 3, we're going to do a little scrying session here for you. I see what almost looks like boxing gloves touching each other, but it's a person doing it. One person, not two people, taking their gloves and hitting them together. Practice of some kind. It's almost a masculine kind of like vibe with that. Not necessarily an aggression. I'm also seeing the skull of a bird, so messages from deceased loved ones. Somebody who might have boxed or been active in an arena of sorts. Someone you knew from this sport that you used to do. I'm seeing a shadow. So shadow boxer, shadow people. I'm seeing a ballerina as well. She's twirling backwards. She's holding her leg, I don't know this dance, but holding her leg behind her body and putting her arm up over her head, touching it. And now I'm seeing the full moon. Cycles completing. There is a physical activity that allows you to connect spiritually, and in doing so you might get some really awesome experiences or psychic phenomena this month. And there's also an X marks the spot, so it's buried treasure, some buried secret. Ooh, sounds good, pile 3. You'll have to let me know what happens. A lion. Courage. Very fiery energy I'm getting here. Psychic flames, fire, fiery red. All right, pile 3. I hope that you had a great reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Piles 1, 2, and 3. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I really hope that we can touch base in May. May is looking like a really intense month for me. I'm going to be going through some major eclipse season life cycle changes. I'll get into depth about that more next month, maybe. But if I don't talk to you before the middle to end of May, have a great Taurus season and great beginning of Gemini. And I will see you by the end of May, beginning of June. Take care. Bye-bye.